Well, here we are again. We're at the Hoosier Horse Fair in Indianapolis, and we're bringing you a lot of highlights. And one of the highlights here is a lady that has a wonderful presentation, not only with trick horses, both miniature and full size, but you also do some dressage rides, some classical rides,
yes.
And has a very well, you've got a very storied background in performing with horses anyway. So Heidi Harriet is here, and I'm really glad to have her sitting beside me. So tell us a little bit about your background, how you got to entertaining like you're doing it.
Well, Wayne, thanks for talking today. I am a third-generation entertainer, horse trainer, and horse lover. So I use a method handed down by my grandfather, my father, and then my mother and all my sisters as well have been horse trainers and performers. So I kind of consider myself an entertainer first. And what I want to do is make sure I provide an entertaining presentation when I'm out here, whether I'm doing a show or clinics or demonstrations. So that's really my goal. And it seems to be going over well. It's a little different approach than a lot of the other folks use.
Well, you know what's interesting is people, whether they're deep into horses or just into them for fun or whatever, the nice part of it is everybody wants to come and learn about how to do something with their horse, but then they want to go do it. So they want to have the fun part of it tied to everything else.
Exactly. And the other thing is that you don't have to be a horse person to enjoy our shows. So if the public is just coming out here because they heard there's something to do here in Indianapolis, the Hoosier Horse Fair, they can come out, and I'm doing the clinic for the folks who want to learn, but I'm also entertaining for the folks who are just looking for something to do and have fun, and we know that people like to be entertained. But then I do follow up with my website and videos so that people can take this home and apply it. And I think that's important because there's so much information coming at you at a place like this. You want to make sure you can take it home and put it into use.
And that's what makes the whole thing such a nice package, is the fact that people can come out and learn how you do this and learn how this works. So you have a lot more than just, you know, watch my show at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You can say, watch my show at 5 o'clock, but you can also say, come at 4 o'clock and I'll show you how we do all this, and you can apply it at home.
That's right, and we're trying my safety first with my program, so we're showing you how to do everything, and I encourage people to have fun with it. If they want to then go down to their church and do a little show with their horses or that, there's room for all of us. I'm not giving away secrets. This is stuff that we've showed people how to do over the years. My father's always been great about asking people to come and see, but it can be boring because there's a lot of repetition involved. So although we're putting it out there for folks, we're not worried that people are just going to go. And if they do get going with it and have fun with it, God bless them. There's room for all of us. I wish them well. I really do.
Well, the beautiful part of it is horses are such an important part of our history as mankind from the start, okay? And the horse will never leave us. Their role may change slightly, but the horse will never leave us. And there's no better way to, what's the old saying? There's been many people quoted with this, but you know, the inside of a horse, or the outside of a horse is good for the inside of a man. Yes. I bet there's 100 people have claimed to have been the one that said that, but it's true.
And you know what is another great saying is that in America the West was discovered by not only man, but beside every footprint was a hoof print. So they're a part of our American heritage as well, and they're so good for you. And the thing I love about trick horse training and the stuff I'm showing people is that it's a great way to have a positive interaction with your horse. Horse shows are wonderful. I've never been a competitive horse show person. Again, my background comes from the entertainment side and working with horses professionally. So I love that I'm offering something to folks. I hear from a lot of people they can't afford horse shows, or they can't afford the travel, or maybe they just don't get into it. This is a way to have such a great interaction with your horse and keep going with your horse, but to do it in a different manner. And I love that. I want people to have that opportunity.
So, if people want to get a hold of you, how's the best way to contact you? We got to get the plug in here, right?
There you go. Well, my website is horsetricks.com, and it's T-R-I-X, all one word, horsetricks.com. My email's on there, Heidi@horsetricks.com. And I'm going to be at some other shows coming up as well. I'll be at the Midwest Horse Fair. I'll be all summer at Circus World in Baraboo, Wisconsin, just outside of the Dells. Lucky Star has his own showcase there, and he's backed by popular demand. And then I'm going to go do a Dances with Horses for a Therapeutic Riding Association in Waterloo, Iowa in late September, and then I'll be putting my fall tour together. But I travel around the United States, and I love doing clinics and seminars as well as my performances.
Well, be sure and get a hold of Heidi. She does a great job. Right now we're going to show you a little footage. You're going to get a little idea about what Heidi does. She's been here all weekend. I'll be with you next week in Madison.
Fantastic. Good. I'm sure we'll be busy, but hopefully we'll bump into each other.
So watch this, and you'll see what Heidi's up to.